Okay, so the recording is started. So yeah, I have created this PPT for you guys. Okay, so yeah, you can see this Node.js Bootcamp by Krishna Agrawal and Amia. Okay, so basically here we are going to explain like what are the things we are going to learn here. So as you know, ExpressJs is a backend framework. So I will tell you more about Node.js, ExpressJs, MongoDB in detail, but this is the overall view what we are going to learn. Okay, so first and foremost thing is creating REST APIs for doing the CRUD operation using our ExpressJS framework. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so REST APIs will be like get, put, post, patch, delete. So I will explain more about that as well. Okay, I am just
Mm-hmm.
giving an intro now. Okay, so guys, are you clear about this first point?
Yes.
Okay, cool. What about Karthik? You will be consuming the APIs, right? So those APIs we are
Yes,
going to create.
we actually welcome the APIs.
Yeah, Suresh, and what about Ayush? So I think you have already seen some basic videos. So you must be having idea. Okay. So that was the first point, basic point, like the APIs we will be creating using our ExpressJS framework. Okay. In order to consume like get the data, obviously we need to connect with the MongoDB. Okay. So I will show you how we can connect our application with the MongoDB. Okay. These 2 points are clear, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And third thing, like these are the some extra things, right? So if you see in our login system and all, right? So if we forget the password, we will be getting the mail, right? With the one time OTP or one time password, reset password, right? So
Hmm.
how we are going to send the mail, so that also I am going to explain. So all these things are very easy in Node.js. I will tell you how, because of the module system. Okay, so sending mail through the code, our Node.js code. Another thing is file upload download. So we may need to upload images for the profile pic functionality, right? If we may need to upload the document if we are creating some document related application, right? So for that, obviously we need to implement file upload and download, right?
Yeah.
So we will be learning that one as well. Fifth one is authentication using the JWT. So now you must be aware, right? Like for any application, if you want to use, if you want to uh, access something, first thing is we need to log in into that application. Okay, and previous to that we need to sign up for that web page or web application, right?
Yeah.
So authentication of the user is the most important thing. So that also we are going to learn how we are going to create the JWT token, right? JWT is a way to authenticate the user. Call the I think you are from Java background. So this is the full form is full form of JWT is JSON Web Token. So I will be
Okay.
teaching, okay, in deep how we can create a token once the user login. Okay, so we will be having one secret key that we are going to maintain, and using that secret key and the unique ID of this user, we are going to create one token, and that token also we will make it as valid for 1 hour, 2 hour, 10 hours, right? That all things we are going to create. Okay, so in that
Okay.
one token all details will be there. Okay, and that token will be passed to the front end uh, once the user successfully logins. Okay, so at the time of login, user will provide username and password, that is common, right? So in
Yes.
backend, what will happen? So first we are going to check that password for that particular user, whether it is correct or not. Okay, if it is correct, then we are going to process our JWT thing. Okay, so this is only one time functionality we will be creating it and we will be calling it. Okay, So behind the hood, what will happen is, after validating the password JWT, right? Here we are going to create one token using the unique ID of that particular user and the secret key. So these two things we are going to provide, okay? And this is one method, and it will give us the token, and that token we are going to return it to the user, to the front end. Now the front end will take that return, and like in order to access each and every route, they are going to provide the token, right? They have to provide
Okay.
the token, otherwise we will not allow, we will throw them the error that user is not valid or something, okay? The status code also I will explain you what are the things we need to pass, okay? And 5 points are clear, right guys? If you have any doubt you can ask. Ayush or Karthikeyan, Suresh, Kaval.
I'm good.
Okay, Suresh, what about you?
Good, good.
Okay, Karthikeyan.
Actually, I am doubt with JWT.
Yeah, yeah,
Actually, it is a unique code for all the permissions, or we have to add anything specifically. How it is created?
that I will explain you separately, Karthikeyan. So under that this JWT I will tell you, okay, all the things about JSON Web Token. So for now you just think that JWT is used for authentication, okay?
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So if we pull all the things now, then it will be confusing for others and for you as well, okay? So a separate session will require for this. And 6 point is request validation, okay? So now user, if we want to create a new user, okay, for that we need to send one post method, right? Using post method we will be sending the data in the body, okay, request body. So uh, in our form we will be having these fields, one is name, one is email id, another one is phone number. These are the general thing if we are creating some user or person entity in our database, right? So 3-4
Yes.
things will be common, okay? Other than that we can have many things, okay, based on our requirement. So now I will tell you like why request validation is important. So in phone number field, suppose hackers will be there, some malicious user will be there, they may enter the string, they may enter some database query, right? So we should not be allowing that thing, okay? So that's why our request, whatever request we are getting from the client, from the person who is consuming our API, right? So that all the requests should be validated first, okay? Then only we are going to allow it in our application, right? You understood what is this request validation? In,
Yes.
yeah, in email field we should be having @, right? And in name we should be allowing only string and not the numbers. So this small kind of validation, right? And minimum length, like suppose sometime user does not enter any field, right? So that time we need to throw the error that at least 2-3 characters are required, one character is required, minimum or maximum. Suppose user enters lot of things, paragraph, we cannot allow the paragraph in the name field, right? So max also we can define in at the time of request validation. So for this also we will be using joy. I will be explaining how we can use the joy to validate the request. It is simple only, all the things are simple. For each and everything we have module, we just need to use them in our application, that's it. 6 point is clear, Kavaldeep, Ayush, Suresh, Karthikeyan.
Yes, Krishna.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. But it's actually doing in at front end also, right? Like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
same ways.
Correct, correct. You are correct. So main thing we will be doing that in front end, so that we can show the user right away, right, that you have not passed this many character, okay, minimum this much length is required, right, email is not proper, phone number you have entered, like you have entered character in the phone number field is you should be adding numbers only, right. These kind of things we are validating from the front end itself, so that we are uh, like we don't have to make one more extra tip to the backend, right. If we don't add the validation to the front end, then what will happen, user will enter some data and it will go to the server. Now at the time of server it will validate, right, and it will again throw that error that in the name maximum characters uh, 100 are required, but you have entered 1000. That's why we have thrown you error. Now user has corrected it. Now in second email, in the email field he has forget to add at the rate, okay, or add we will say, okay. So again he will send the request. So again on server we will validate the request and we will throw the error to the user, right. So in order to avoid these many trips to the server, we are having the client side validation. You guys are clear?
Yes.
Now client side validation is required. The same thing we are having the backend side validation. So our APIs may be consumed by another application, right? They won't be accessing our APIs through the front end. They will be directly consuming that APIs, right? So for that backend validation is also required. Okay, front end validation, back end validation. Also at the time of database, if we are trying to add the data in our database, that time also we are validating. Okay, I will show you that as well. Okay, so you guys are clear about this request validation, right? Any doubt here?
Yeah.
So this is the important point. So we have one package joy, so that one we are going to use. Seventh point is CSV file download. So at our in our real time application, right, so we will be having lot of reports to be downloaded by the admin, by the users, right. So for that we are going to have one functionality, CSV file download. So if the user click on this API, if he fires that API, then CSV file will get downloaded. So that also we are going to see how we can do it. These all things are not rocket science. For all things we have module, so we will be calling that module, we will be passing our data, and that's it. All the things, all the functionality will be taken care by these modules. Lot of modules are available in the Node.js. Okay, if you want to implement any functionality, first check it in npm. I will tell you what is npm and all, okay, so don't worry, just understand what are the things we are going to learn in this, okay. And 8 time is cron job scheduling. See, you can read the description. If you want to run any service at any given point of time, suppose we want to take the daily backup of our database, okay. Suppose if you want to trigger the mail before the expiry of something, right, that in like if we have opted for some services, and okay, if you want to send mail to that user that your subscription is going to end in 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, okay. So for that we need to schedule some job, okay. So that also we are going to see how we can schedule it, okay. So 8 point is clear, guys?
Yes.
Okay, what about Kawal, Karthikeya and Ayush?
Yes, yes, okay.
Okay, 9 point is file handling, okay. So this is also one important point in file handling. if you want to access any file on the server which is present in our server, right? So that power also Node.js provide. We can access that file, we can parse it in our code, okay? That thing also we can do. File handling, basically creating the file, adding some content into that file, okay, and deleting that file as well. So all this operation we are going to see in the 9 point, file handling, right? So basically whatever we are creating from our desktop, file, creating a file, adding some content into that file, deleting the content, if you want to add more content below that content, right, appending the text. So those small things we are going to do, right? 10th one is PDF file download. If you want to create some invoice kind of thing, okay, that also we can do it. Guys, this much point are clear? What are the things we are going to learn?
And the image upload also,
Yeah, that will also come
that
under.
the yeah, file upload, right?
Correct. File upload download.
And these paginations, filters, such and all, it will be covering under REST APIs,
Yes,
right?
yes,
In the
yes,
first
correct.
point.
Pagination, then skipping, yeah, all those things.
Okay.
Yeah, Krishna, you specifically mentioned that PDF file download.
Yeah,
Is that any other files also we can handle and download, right?
yeah, Excel file also you can download. All the things we are having some modules. We can create a proper Excel file and we can
You
download it.
mentioned specifically now, so that I asked you.
Yeah. So you want me to add it here? Karthikeyan? I guess he left.
Think that fourth point is there that it will covers everything. File upload,
Yeah.
image, different types of files.
Yes, yes.
Upload and download. Excel, PDF,
Yeah.
CSV, everything it will.
So yeah, this will cover each and everything: CSV file, PDF file. Karthikeyan, okay. Karthikeyan has joined. Yeah, Karthikeyan, you can ask.
No, no. My question was, so downloading or file handling is common for all files and all type of um, all type of files, right?
Yeah, file handling. Yeah, we can put everything here: file upload, download, handling. Okay. So basically, this is the download functionality. Okay. And these are the upload. So yeah, in download we can add this CSV file download, PDF file download, Excel file download. So I just have, like, I have added this as separate thing because we will be using some separate packages. If you want, I can add it here, like in the download, CSV file download, PDF file download, Excel file download.
Okay, okay, not an issue.
Yeah, 1 second. अच्छा चालू है, तू आजा जल्दी से. Rejoin कर. ठीक. Hello. You guys are able to hear me?
Yes.
Okay, Suresh. Thank you. Karthikeyan, you are clear, right? So basically, in this download functionality, we can have this file handling is a different thing. Okay, I will tell you. So this is related to the server. Okay. So if we are accessing our files in our server, okay, which are present in our server only, okay, but we will not be using that much. I will just show you how we can do it. Okay, main thing will be PDF file download, Excel file download, CSV file download. This we are going to use real time for the report generation. Okay, and file upload we will be using for image upload functionality, right? And also if you want to push the data in the form of CSV and create entries in our database.
Okay.
Remove seven. You can remove seventh and 10th point and add it in the fourth only. Then people will avoid confusions.
Okay.
In bracket, you can give image, CSV, Excel, PDF. Here it will covers all the files upload and download.
Yes, correct. Thank you, sir. This is fine.
Hmm.
I just added as separate because each one is a like separate module we are using.
Model.
Yeah. So file handling we are going to use FS module. That is a inbuilt. So for this one, CSV to JSON, PDF converters, lot of things. This for this we are going to use JWT. Okay.
Hmm.
Hi Kavaldeep. Kavaldeep, we were discussing about this file handling. Okay. So
Uh,
basically, if you want to create one new file, okay, in
mhm.
our server, so for that we are going to use FS module. Okay. So fs dot create file, something functions will be there, and if you want to provide the name, then that will create that file, particular file in our application. Okay.
Okay.
If you want to delete that file which we have created, for that also we will be going to use fs dot unlink. Okay, I will explain you. Okay, what are the
Yeah.
what are the things we are going to use. And also if you want to add the content into that particular file, if you want to append the content, already we have added the content, and if you want to add again, okay, so for
Mhm.
that we are going to use. And basically for logging purpose we are going to use. Okay, if you want to rotate the file, if you want to create the file and then add the logs, right? So for this we are going to use this file handling. Okay.
Okay.
And CSV file upload and download. So download in the form of report we will be using CSV file, PDF file, Excel file. Okay.
Yeah.
So all these things we are going to use. So guys, are you clear about what we are going to learn? If you have any doubt, you can ask. Yeah, Karthikeyan or Suresh, Kaval, Ayush. Ami, if you want to add any points, you can add it. Please add.
I think from my side it looks fine.
Okay.
We can start with these things, and later if we want to add something, then we can add.
Cool, cool. Okay, okay. Thank you. Guys, if you have any other functionality in your mind, okay, that we have forget to add, you can just suggest us. Okay, we will add that one as well. I guess yeah. If you have anything later also, we can discuss it. No worries. Okay. So for now, we will go forward to the next slide. I will explain all the things what is Node.js about later. Okay. So so this is the thing how I switch from production support to the pure development. I will explain you my story how I switch. Okay. So guys, please listen if it is possible. So uh, previously guys, I was working as a production support engineer. Okay. So there our main task was to check the logs. Okay. And if anything comes, then we will be sharing those logs to the L3 team. That was our function. Okay. We were not doing any technical development or anything kind of things. Okay. The pure development thing, I was not aware about the Postman tool, the methods, REST APIs, get, put, post, patch, delete, nothing. Okay, and yeah, so from there I switch to the development Node.js. Okay, so how I switch I will tell you. Okay, and I will tell you my interview experience as well. Okay, so guys, if you want to listen, just tell me yes, or I can skip this one. Guys,
Yes,
are
yes,
you
go ahead, Krishna.
okay, Karthikeyan? What about other people?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah, you can go on, Krishna.
cool, cool. Thank you. So yeah, first thing is I wanted one structured course, right? So I took one Node.js course from Udemy. Okay, I will share those course details. Okay, uh, in WhatsApp also. Okay, so that was my investment in the structured course. Okay, so I started going through that Udemy course. Okay, that course was by Andrew Mead. Okay, he has explained a lot of things very well. Okay, those are the small basic things explained, but in our real world we are using that one, but along with that we are using lot of many more things. Okay, uh, that was the simple things that they have explained, but in our real world lot of things, lot of complex things we are going to use. So those all things we are going to cover in this bootcamp. Okay, the thing which I will suggest is uh, take that course. Okay, along with this course as well. Okay, uh, and along with that course what I was doing is I was going through lot of YouTube videos, how to create REST API using Node.js, ExpressJs. Okay, so from each and every video I was getting some idea. Previously I have taken coaching from like in the Java background only. I was aware about Spring, then that servlet, JSP, then core Java, collection, all these things I was aware. Okay, but I was not aware about anything about this JavaScript. Okay, I was not aware how to define the variable, how to create the object in JavaScript. Okay, and lot of many things I was not aware. I was purely new to the JavaScript world. Okay, but and still I switched from production support to the pure development. I was not aware about what is the REST APIs, and still I given the interview and I got selected. Okay, so that was my journey. But later on I started watching lot of videos. I read lot of blogs. Okay, how to create. So from each and every video I got some idea about basic syntax. At least small things I got from each and every video, from each and every blog which I read. And of course that Udemy course was ongoing. Okay, along with that one Udemy course I have taken another course which was 11 to 10 projects in Node.js. Okay, so I generally used to watch only those videos. Okay, uh, like practicing is also important, but yeah, I simply used to watch those videos if I get the time. Okay, so that's how I started. If you are not aware of the syntax, why this we are adding this syntax, okay, simply go through that. It will just hamper on our hammering effect will be done. Okay, so if you go again and again through the same thing, you will understand, you will learn, you will memorize all the things. But yeah, at the starting initial phase memorizing is important, but later you should understand why it was why we have added, okay, that thing. So that all things I am going to explain now. Guys, do you have any journey, like if you want to share anything, any point? So first one was Udemy course. I will share my credentials as well if you want for that Udemy. Okay, and yeah, you can go through that course. So yeah, at the time of giving interviews, I was not aware of the REST API. What was REST API? So that person has asked me what is the difference between GET and POST. I just simply told I am aware of GET and POST, but if you can provide me the task, I can do it very well. So you just need to show your confidence in the interview that whatever task you are going to get from the team leader, you are going to perform it very well. Okay. So if the interviewer get this kind of confidence in you, then definitely he is going to select you. Okay. So this is for, of course, as the demand for Node.js is very much high. Okay. So they are not getting the proper skilled resources. Okay. So yeah, but anyway, we are going to learn all the things in deep, so for us it's not an issue. Okay. ExpressJs in action. This I downloaded one PDF as well, so here they have explained it very well. If you read book in PDF format, that is also a good thing, good resource to learn. Okay, I'll share you all the code. Okay, which are required. Okay, suppose for login functionality, if you get one task, I have already that code. Okay, you can use that and you can develop that login functionality, right? So we will be creating all the modules. Okay, and that's how you can enter into the real world. Okay, and start performing the operations. I think I got carried away with my experience, sorry for that. Guys, if you have any suggestion, like what are the things we can do, you can go ahead. Ameya, if you want to add anything.
Not exactly, Krishna. I think it's a great story of you that you started with support and now you're part of a big development team.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so guys, like our motto is to learn as much thing from as many sources. This will be the structured one. Okay, so I will share the both the links. Okay, which I have taken. Okay, these are the random things, like from each video we are going to get some or more idea. This one was also structured, so this book was also very beautifully written. Each and everything was very well written. Okay, reading a lot of medium blocks, so I will simply type authentication using JWT. Okay, file upload using, okay, in Node.js or ExpressJs, so I will read those blocks. Okay, so that's how we can learn many more things apart from the Udemy course. Okay, so we don't need to be dependent on only one thing. We need to see, we need to read, we need to listen lot of many things from lot of many different sources as well. Hope you guys are clear. After this boot camp also, after each and every session also, you guys should be able to start reading, learning. Okay, many things apart from this boot camp, if you want to explore more. Anyway, we will be covering lot of things here, so no need to worry about that. But if we are reading again and again, it will be well settled in our brain. Okay, Suresh, Karthik, Ayush, Kaval, you guys have any question, any doubt?
No, Krishna.
Okay, Suresh. Karthikeyan, Ayush.
No, Krishna.
Okay, Ayush, thank you. Thank you guys. So yeah, this is one basic thing, installation. So of course we will need our weapons in this our Node.js journey. Okay, so some of the
Yeah.
weapons are Visual Code Studio. So this is the famous one. apart from this, we have Atom, Sublime, or normal text editor also we can use. So, but this Visual Code Studio is a proper weapon. Okay. So I will share the zip file after downloading. You just have to install like any other software. So we will not go deep into this. Okay. As installation, we all know how we can do. Okay.
Okay.
Right. Someone has joined.
Mhm.
Let me just open. I heard some notification. Okay, cool. So this is Node.js. Hi Devendra, I think you are late to the party.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. We are recording the session. You can go with that session. Okay. Later.
Okay, okay, sir.
So now we are on this part, installation part. Okay. So Node.js. So for this also you can download. I will share the zip file. Directly you can extract it and you can double click on that particular software and it will get installed. Okay. So this is
Krishna,
yeah. Yes, Suresh.
here while installing Node.js, we will be installing the particular version, correct?
Correct, correct.
But for example, few projects will be built on like Node 14 and few are in 16.
Correct.
For that, again, we need to uninstall one version and again reinstall another version.
For that, Suresh, we have something NVM also.
Okay.
NVM. NPM is different, but NVM is also one different thing. So as you told, right? So for different
Yeah.
project,
Here,
we need 14, 16.
different versions.
Yeah, different version. We can't uninstall and we can't cannot install it again and again, right? It will
Correct.
waste lot of our time. So we have one more utility, Node Version Manager. Okay, we can set that one also. Okay, if you want, I can tell you that this one also. But for now, we will be just using one stable version.
Okay.
So currently, we are having this 18.10.0, and this is the long-term support LTS version. It means long-term support, means it is somewhat stable, and this is the new one with the latest features. So while uh, moving to the higher version or while lowering to the lower version, you must see whether the previous version was compatible. So here you can see 16.17.1, right here 18.10.0. So basically we can see 2 decimal. So why this is required, right? So I will explain you why it is required. This one means if some bugs are coming, so for small fixes we will be increasing this count for small bugs fixes. If we want to add some small features, then this number will get increased. Okay, and if our whole like if we are adding some major functionality, then we are going to increase the version. Okay, that we are not doing. There is a separate Node.js team. Okay, and also Node.js is open source. I will explain you what is Node.js and how Node.js was created. Okay, so this was the installation. Let me just go explain what is Node.js first. Okay, guys, you are clear about this installation. I will explain, I will share you all the PDF. Okay, I will explain each and everything again and again. Okay, don't worry about the explanation. Okay, so we will, like at the time of doing NoSQL booster, at the time of database connecting, I will explain you. At the time of creating REST APIs, I will explain this Postman. Okay, so for now we are on this Node.js. Okay, so I will explain you what is Node.js first, where can you use it. Okay, So just focus on what is Node.js. Okay, so previously in 1985 JavaScript was created, okay, by Netscape system. Okay, so our previous functionality of JavaScript was to run on only on client side, means our browser, right? So the JavaScript was created to run on only on browser. JavaScript is a programming language which was used to create our website more interactive. So you know guys, our website is creating using HTML, okay, the basic structure using the HTML, and if you want to add the styling, we are going to use the CSS. So these two things. Now again we are having framework of the CSS like Bootstrap and all, okay, that will make our development easy, right? So if we want to make our front end interactive, we were using the JavaScript language. Okay, now in 1985 JavaScript was only for client side interaction, not for the server side interaction. Okay, so we got like in backend we were having many languages. Forget about this JavaScript now. Okay, Python we were having, Java we were having, PHP we were having, Ruby on Rails we were having. Now, so previously JavaScript was running only on the client side browser. Now if we want to these languages, if you want to execute, then these languages will get converted into the machine code, right? And then only it will be understood by our machine. This is clear? For any high level language which we are executing, there will be some kind of engine. Okay, so that engine will convert the high level language into the machine level code. So for JavaScript there were different engine, there were different browser, you are aware, right? What are some browser, can someone tell?
Chrome,
Okay, cool.
Mozilla, Safari,
Right,
Brave,
yeah, correct. And Internet Explorer, then Edge, I think you have already
Edge.
said, yeah.
Internet Explorer is no more.
No more, yeah, right. That one was our loved one first. First love. Okay, so we were having these many browsers. Now as we are having this browser, there must be some kind of engine in those browser which will convert our JavaScript code into the machine understandable code. So for Chrome, the Google has developed the V8 Chrome engine. So the engine which is present in this Chrome, you see this browser, right? So in our website we will be having the JavaScript running, right? So this JavaScript code is getting converted into the machine code with the help of V8 Chrome engine. So the Google team has created the V8. Okay, so the functionality of V8 is to simply get the JavaScript code and convert it into the machine code. Okay, and yeah, that was the functionality for the Chrome V8 Chrome engine. Similarly, we are having Mozilla Firefox, right? So for that, this Firefox, right, you see this icon. So this is also one browser. Now this browser will also have one engine which will convert the JavaScript code into the machine understandable code, right? So for that we have SpiderMonkey, that engine name. So for Chrome that engine name was V8, for Firefox it is SpiderMonkey. Okay, so this we are only talking about the JavaScript. Previously we haven't came to the Node.js. I will explain you what is Node.js later, okay, in this video only. Okay, similarly we were having the Internet Explorer, right? For that we were having that engine, the name of that engine is Chakra. Okay, so and similarly Safari, Opera Mini, these all things will be having their own engine. Now Internet Explorer is gone. Okay, we have this Edge. So now Edge is also using the V8 engine, which was developed by the Google team. Okay, so out of this many engine, V8 engine was very fast compared to all this SpiderMonkey, Chakra, V8. V8 was very much fast to convert the JavaScript code into the machine level code. Up to this, you guys are clear? Karthikeyan,
Yes,
Suresh, Kaval,
Krishna.
Ayush, Devendra. Okay, that was the story about the JavaScript, how JavaScript is converting our code, our human understandable code into the machine understandable code, right? So using this different engine. Okay, so out of this many engine, V8 Chrome engine was very much fast. Which engine? V8 engine, right? So we were having the Chakra, we were having the SpiderMonkey, and if you type on Google the different list of the Chrome, JavaScript engine, you will get a lot of list. For Safari, there must be some another engine. Okay, so I am aware of these 3 engine. Okay, so out of these many engines, V8 was very much fast. Okay, so just note that point. Okay, now so that was our old JavaScript. Okay, so that was only running on the browser, client side browser, right? So but whereas our different websites, okay, you see Java, you see Python, they were used to create web application, they were used to create the desktop application, right? They were used to create the mobile front end, mobile application as well. So Java was used to create the Android application, right? Java was used to create the desktop application, Eclipse or something, some another application. Okay, Java was used to create web application using the framework Spring, Spring Boot, Hibernate, Struts, right? So similarly, Python, we can create the web application. It means these languages were used for the backend purpose as well. So Python, we have Django, Flask, lot of frameworks we are having for Python. Similarly, PHP, we were like we have WordPress, Drupal, okay, and Magento, lot of frameworks, different frameworks, if you guys are aware. So for using PHP also we can develop the backend application, Ruby on Rails, okay. But our JavaScript, our loved one JavaScript, was only being executed on the front end, not the mobile application, not the desktop application we were able to create, not the server side application, right? Up to this you are clear at the starting. But someone has thought why we can't use this JavaScript in our mobile side. So then React Native came. Why we were not able to use JavaScript to create the desktop application, right? So okay, so as
So for that, we have Electron
Electron, right?
that we can build up the desktop applications
Correct,
using JavaScript.
correct. Now even for machine learning we are having TensorFlow, lot of many JavaScript applications. So JavaScript language is being used everywhere now. It is top 3 languages. It will come under the top 3 languages. Okay, so but previously it was only created for our browser purpose. Now like the JavaScript is being used everywhere. Okay, and also as V8 Chrome engine is very fast, so someone thought why can't we use this JavaScript on our server side application, as for other application we are using Python, Java. Okay, so one developer, like, okay, I'm just giving one analogy. So he has thought like why can't we use this JavaScript, okay, on our server side for creating the server side application. So that's how like Node.js came. So Node.js is not a framework, okay, it's just a JavaScript runtime environment. So if we want to run our JavaScript on this machine, now this machine, right here, if we are creating any file and if you want to run it, so for that we need Node.js. So Node.js is nothing but the JavaScript runtime environment. That engine, V8 engine, we have taken from the browser, okay, and using that we are simply parsing that JavaScript code into the machine code, okay, right? And yeah, so that's how Node.js was born. So Node.js is not a big thing, it's just a if you see the definition, it is a JavaScript runtime environment based on the Google Chrome V8 engine. We have taken out the Google Chrome V8 engine because it was very fast among all the Chrome, all the engine only, okay, Chakra, SpiderMonkey and lot many, okay. So we have taken this Google Chrome V8 and we have created this Node.js, which is a runtime environment. And if you see, this is Node.js is an open source cross platform, okay. So open source, you guys must be aware about this open source. What is this open source? Means Amya, if you want to add more, you can add for this open source. Basically if we are creating some application, okay, if you want to share that code which we have created to all the people, to all the developer out there, so that they can go through that code, they can see if any problem is there, if you want to add, if they want to add some feature in that code, okay, more feature, and if we want the public to use our code freely without any charge, for that we will make our software as open source, right? So Node.js is open source, we are not paying anything to use Node.js. Whereas
And along with that, if we can contribute to that community, then we can do the changes.
correct,
Any of the features we can develop there, and we can ask them to basically add that feature into that, if that is basically required for from, if any of the, not specific to Node.js, any of the open source community, you can update that.
right. So see in our Node.js code, you can see here each and everything, you can see, we can see if you want to create another framework, not framework, another environment, okay, you can take this, copy the code, okay, if you want anything you can copy the code. If you want to add anything in this code also, suppose you think we are not having any one module, if you want to add that one module, then Node.js will can use for this functionality as well, right? So for that you can create the pull request. After making your changes, you can create the pull request. Some of the reviewers will check that pull request, and if they find the code which you have written is fine, okay, is good, and can improve the functionality of already existing Node.js, then they will approve, and then that will get merged into the Node.js code. So you guys can also write some features for the Node.js. Already lot of developers are there out there who are contributing to the Node.js. See here, you can see Node.js contributor, and you can see 3120 contributors are there. And the Node.js Randall, you can see the name, that was the first person who has taken out the Google Chrome V8 engine and created this Node.js. Node.js is nothing but the runtime environment. You can take the Chakra as well, you can take the SpiderMonkey as well, and you can create your own runtime environment, right? Guys, you are clear on this, the definition? Previously I was also not aware much about but yeah, I got some fair understanding. You're clear, or shall I explain you once again?
Suresh, Karthik, is it understandable? Okay, I think you can hear us, right?
Suresh,
At least.
Karthik, can you hear?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Kavaldev,
Yeah,
Ayush?
yeah. I think they must have a question right now.
Yeah, yeah. You
Uh,
can ask, guys.
Suresh or yeah, yeah, yeah. So Kamal, like why Node.js we are going to use? Why not like Python? Why not Java? Right? Is it you are looking for, or you want to know? So we've
Uh,
already yeah, Kamal, you're saying something.
yeah, actually, I'm not clear what you are asking. Like, what
Okay,
is the
so
question again?
Java is also there, right?
Yeah,
That Spring is also there, where we create the backend service, and Node.js is also there. Python is also there. Like we can
right.
use to create the APIs, or maybe the all the features that we have initially discussed.
Mm-hmm.
So why we are going to use Node.js instead of the other things, either like any other language?
What I think, one one point, it can be like if I am going to learn JavaScript, then I can be a full stack developer. No need to learn any other
Two
languages.
languages. Why? Yeah,
Yeah,
you already know about JavaScript and you are comfortable with that. So you
yeah,
will develop. It's one of the feature, like instead of hiring multiple peoples who knows multiple language, to have someone who knows both the things and just build up on that. But that is one thing. Anything
yeah.
else?
Uh, Other than that, I think JavaScript is faster.
Okay. Yeah, JavaScript is faster. Correct.
And I think if we are using JavaScript in front end and back end, then the communication is also a bit quick.
Kamal, I just lost in between. Can you repeat it?
Yeah, I was saying that if we are using JavaScript in front end and back end, so the communication between client and server, I think it will be quick because the language is same.
Okay, I got it. What you were saying. Suez or someone want to add something?
And it's open source.
Okay,
It is single threaded language, and we can perform asynchronous. And it is
okay, okay. So let me start with how this front end and back end communicates, right? So if you see uh, how they communicate, let me start with just give a minute. Okay, so this client, okay, so client is basically your any of the browser that is connected to the internet, okay, and the server where you want something, basically the if you are fetching the facebook.com, so there is somewhere that the details, the content should be somewhere there, and you just want to fetch those details to your client machine, basically to the browser. So how this works? So this works through the HTTP protocol, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this HTTP protocol is basically don't aware of what the language we have. Is it a JavaScript? Is it a Python or something? So that
Okay.
understanding is he doesn't aware of that. So we request for something, and that gives the response through this HTTP protocol. That's the protocol, but the actual transmission happens through the TCP or IP, basically the transmission control protocol or internet protocol, basically. Where basically the if I say you how TCP and IP. So if you want to go to a shop and you want to buy goods, so you either use your car or a bike, right? So that is basically this TCP, that basically that allows you to go and to have something and go back to again wherever you started. So once you have this internet connection, okay, and you just typed facebook.com, so that is the DNS, if you know that, the domain name system. And so to that there will be a some IP address will be linked at the backend, because we don't remember the numbers, so the IP addresses. So this domain name system comes up, and you just typed that DNS server name. That basically in the backend it fetches the IP address of that domain, and it tries to get a copy of the server, basically the Facebook's whatever the content. It tries to copy the content from uh, the server, and it copies or it's chunk in your browser, whatever the browser you are requested from. So that content, that communication that happens, basically the that is on the HTTP. So it's basically doesn't aware which type of language we have basically communicated, but what content basically that can fetch from the server, that can be HTML, CSS, or and JavaScript, basically. So these three type of content that browser can understand. So wherever we keeps the data, so we just put this three type of data in the server, and that it tries to copy to the your local browser. Then when you communicate, so all the things are communicated through the HTTP protocol. Yeah, so one of the feature is, so that like I already said, like it's through the because we already aware of JavaScript, so no need to hire someone else who knows Java and create a backend service with that. But basically, is that a good thing? Like our website, the backend service is build on this JavaScript. Is the Java will give some good performance on top of Java? So yes, so that will it will give. So when either it's, if it is a Java, so it will help you on the multi-threading purpose. So that's not there in Node.js. So when another feature like con is when you are doing some heavy computing thing. So where heavy computing is thing, so if you want some machine learning model that find out, you just give some input and it will take some time to find out, and uh, give some, after some time it will give some response. So at the time like it will take a lot of time, at least consider 5 minutes of time it takes. So and there are 5 people that requested the same thing, okay. So at the time it's heavy computing will happen. So 5 people, like 25 minutes of continuous work is going on. So at the time it's also not we are not basically allowing to build an application on the Node.js. So so JavaScript is high community. We have a good community on the JavaScript, and it's basically lightweight. That is one feature, and fast, as you already told, and single threaded, and basically very low memory utilization is required. So when if you build the Node.js package in the backend, and you'll keep it in the server, so it's very less memory as compared to other platforms. So that's two of the things, basically, uh, 2-3 things that we're basically on the top of that we are creating the application. So you will say like Facebook or like an Amazon, why this is a very big application, right? So why they will use Node.js? So it will be a question for you, right? So for them, right, so they divided in multiple applications. That's not a single application. If you say the Amazon, they don't have one application that does all the things, so they divided multiple applications. And one feature that can be foreign, whatever you are clicking, okay, so you are clicking any item, or so for that they are just storing some data. So that's simple thing, just they are listening your clicks from the multiple users. So that is some one feature, so that for specific to that feature they have a specific application, so that they can build on Node.js, because it's quietly feasible to build with low memory on that, or maybe like it is single threaded on that. Yeah, so everywhere we use Node.js. All the big companies, they also use this Node.js, but it's not like everywhere they are using. For every specific use cases, they use Node.js application. I think you are quite understand why and where we will use this Node.js. Any questions?
Thank you for explaining, Amit. Guys,
Yeah.
you have any question? Okay, let me first summarize what Ameya has said. So,
Yeah.
we were having this many backend languages, and we got this Node.js, which is a JavaScript runtime environment, using which we can use the JavaScript on the backend and create our web application, right? So why we are preferring JavaScript and why we are not preferring, and in which case we need to prefer Java, Python, PHP, right? And in which scenarios we need to use our Node.js. Okay, so that one Amiya has explained. So first of all, just try to understand this JavaScript is a single threaded language. Okay, so in your CPU, in your system, right, you will be having 4 core, quad core, right, 8 core, octa core, right, hexa core, 6 core, right, hexa core I think 16, right? So this many cores will be there, but if you are using Node.js, then it is going to use only one single core, right, because it is a single thread. Whereas the Java, right, these are what we say, multi-threaded language. Okay, Java, Python. Okay, so this is single thread, and whereas this Java, Python, PHP, those are multi-threaded language. So what is this multi-thread and what is this single thread, right? So suppose you have your server, right, web application. Now you have created your JavaScript code, and now you have hosted it on one VM, right? And also this Java code and Python code, you have created the code, and now your code is ready to take the request from the client. Our Node.js code is also ready to take the request from the client. Up to this, you guys are clear? Hello?
Yes, Krishna.
Okay. So suppose your client 1 is hitting our JavaScript code. Okay, so one first request came. Now as this is our single thread, it has taken that particular request, right, and it is starting to execute. Okay, Similarly, first request came to this our multi-threaded application code, right? So so suppose if single request came to the Java, then what it will do, it will create a one thread, it will assign one thread to that particular request, okay? And that thread, what it will do, it will do each and everything what that request is required, okay? Suppose our request was to fetch the user list from the database. Now as Java has assigned one thread, it may be having 40, 50, 60 thread depending on your CPU power, right? But these threads are limited, 40, 50, 60, right? If you want to add more threads, then you obviously you have to upgrade to the higher version of the CPU. Computational power you need to add into your application, right? So if Java application is hosted on 2 GB server or some core, some i5, i7, in server side there may be some different kind of CPU name, right? In our personal computer we are having i3, i5, i7, i9 also came, right? So they may be having some another name. So if they will be having some set of the multi-thread which are reserved like 40, 60, 100, okay? So now one first request came, what Java will do, Java will assign one single like it will create one thread and it will assign that to that particular request. Now that request which may be of having getting the list of users from the database, and that users we need to show to the front end. So Java will assign that one single thread and it will hit the database and it will then show that result. So that single thread will perform. Again, if 39 threads are free, right? So starting we have assigned only 40 threads. I am just giving an example, it may be have more threads, okay? So one thread is occupied, we are having 39. So again 39 requests it can handle at the same time, means 40 requests total. But JavaScript, it is having only single thread. So does it mean that first request came to the Node.js, okay? And unless and until this request is completed, then it will be ready to take the another request, right? Because it is a single thread, okay? We are not assigning a separate thread to the each and every request, okay? So what it will do, it is a single threaded language, we are aware, but the single thread works in a asynchronous way, right? Guys, you are aware of the synchronous and asynchronous?
Can you elaborate on this?
Yeah, I am elaborating, but you are aware of normal meaning of synchronous and asynchronous. I will explain this thing, no worries. Synchronous means first it will start executing line by line. Suppose first line is executed, unless and until this line is completed, consider this as a code of line, okay? Don't see as backend language, okay? So first line is completed, unless and until it is not completed, it won't go to the next line. So this is the synchronous, line by line execution it will do, right? You are clear on this synchronous part? Because this is important. In interview they will ask what is synchronous and what is asynchronous, why we are preferring Node.js over on top of this Java, Python, right? Because these are the multi-threaded language. So this thing we need to explain them. So synchronous, it will execute one by one. As we have assigned one single thread to the first request, okay, that thread will execute line by line, and it will give the response back to the user. But here we are having only single thread, so it has to do something different, and that different is like a synchronous way. Now I will show you how it will happen. And first let's see the drawback of this Java. Now 40 requests, like 40 users are accessing our application at the same time, so 40 threads will get occupied, right? As our Java is having our 40 threads only, like as of now, right? Now each request is taking 5 minutes. Consider this, Now if we are getting another 41th request, right, then it has to wait for 5 minutes. Once the 40 threads, or out of that 40 threads, one thread gets free, then we will be able to serve the next 41st request, right? You guys are clear? Kavaldeep, Suresh, Karthikeyan, Ayush?
Yes, Krishna.
Yes, Krishna.
Okay, so up to 40 requests we can handle in Java, but if we got 41st, 42, 43rd, 45th, 46th, okay, so these 6 requests, the next 6 requests will take 5 minutes, because our thread will be occupied with the previous request, right? Unless and until that is completed, we won't be able to handle the next request. But in case of JavaScript, it is asynchronous, as it is a single thread, so only first thread will accept the request, okay. And what it will do, suppose that request is of getting the list of users from the database. This is a simple task, generally application will do, getting the list of user, adding the data into the database, updating the data into the database, right, or deleting the data. Basically these are the things we are doing, right? So now JavaScript, as it is a single thread, the main thread, what it will do, it will listen to all these requests. So first request came to our JavaScript, it will accept that request and it will start working on that. Now in this request we are aware that this request is required to get the list of users from the database. Now what it will do, it will create like here we will be having something as callback or promises. Using this promises callback, what it will do, it will handle multiple requests at the same time. Now suppose single thread is, suppose that first request came, okay. Now it has fired that query, but in order to get the result from the database, it will take some time, right? 2 millisecond or 3 millisecond depending on the database, right? If we are having more data, if our query is complex, then it may take more time, right? So what our single thread it will do, it will not wait till the data comes. It will come and it will start handling the next another request from the another user.
So Krishna, in that case, what will happen to the first request?
First request, it will so internally what Node.js will do, it will assign one small thread. So as we are aware, Node.js is a single thread, but internally it will be having multiple threads. That is not exposed to the user, but the single main thread will be handling that one. So that small thread, okay, which will be handled by the callback, right? So it will be running in background. So
The first request will be running in
background, yeah,
background, and it will start to process the second request.
yeah, it will be ready to be processed. The second, it will be ready to handle the next request. So the single thread, it will accept the request, okay. And suppose there is some waiting task, like here in the case of database operation, it will need some time to get the query result, right? 2 millisecond, 3 millisecond, 1 minute, 2 minute, right? So that time the single thread, it will not wait for that task to get completed. It will start executing the next request which came. So this is very fast. That's how it will handle multiple requests at the same time, Node.js. So if our application load is getting more, suppose in the Java we want to add, we will have to add more CPU power, right? In the current CPU power we are only able to create 40 threads, but our user base is very much high and 400 concurrent users are using our application at the same time. then these 40 threads we will have to improve our power, computational power, right? But now at some time, suppose at the daytime or 2 hours, 3 hours, 1000 users are accessing our application at the same time, but in evening or after 1 hour, okay, only 1 hour 1000 users are accessing, but the next 23 hours, right, no user or 2-3 users are accessing our application. Then at this time Java or Python application, our codes, right, it will get wasted. You guys are understanding, right? We have added our 4000 threaded, like, right, we have added more computational power, but that computational power is being used only for 1 hour, and for rest 23 hours those are sitting idle because we are not having that much traffic. And as we have used more computational power, we will need to pay more AWS bill if you are having the server on your AWS or Google Cloud Platform, GCP or Azure, right? You may be having your own local VMs as well, okay? So as we have added this many CPU power, for only for 1 hour it is being utilized, and for 23 hours it is sitting idle and doing nothing, but this will cost us money, right? You guys are clear? But whereas JavaScript, this single thread, as this single thread is handling all the things, right? So if we are getting more requests also, right, it will, what it will do, it will just assign some small thread, okay, and it will start executing and it will not wait. And here cons are also there, because as Amia has said that computational task, if those are there, right, as the single thread only has to do all the computation. Now suppose the computational task is a plus b, right, but this task is in loop, and this is a simple operation, it will not take much time, but we will be having more complex tasks, right? But that single thread will get occupied for 5 minutes, then our server will get hang. So the computational thing, we can't use JavaScript or Node.js, right? But for that Java is used, because that thread will get assigned and it will do it will get executing, like, so 40 threads will be there, and but as this is the single thread, this is the main thread, and if this main thread is getting occupied with some computational power for 5 minutes, so for 5 minutes it will get hang our server. So for heavy computational, JavaScript is not recommended, but for that Java, Python, for heavy computational things we are not recommending the Node.js, we will be using this Java, Python or PHP. But for small things like accessing data from the database, okay, network intensive operation, okay, so for that we are using the Node.js. And also Kavaldeep has said, like, as the same language which we are using from front end to back end, even in MongoDB side, okay, so developer can single developer can develop the full application using JavaScript. So that is one main advantage. Any other issue, any other thing you want to add? Are you guys clear? Suresh? Nowadays we are having, like, in Node.js also we can use multiple threads using the CPUs, okay, so as you are having the 4 cores, right, but this single thread will be using the single thread and 3 core will get wasted. We will be having one module also, so 4th thread will get created and 4th thread will start accepting the requested, okay, so that I will explain, okay. So yeah, Kavaldeep, you have any doubt? Amya, if you want to add more point.
No.
You explained clearly. Yes, no.
Okay, thank you, that helps. Karthikeyan?
This thing gives more clarity.
Okay. So you are clear, right?
Yes.
Cool. So why we are using Java, Python, and why we are using JavaScript? So some example for JavaScript are PayPal, Netflix, lot of many things. As Ami has said, like this giant Amazon, Facebook, Google, they won't be having a single server or single service. They, for each and every functionality, they will be having their different microservices. Okay, uh, for based on the functionality, they will be using the languages. Go language, Google has created, I guess, right? So JavaScript, Python, Java, they will be using based on their uh, requirement, right? So PayPal is also using Node.js. Netflix, you know, that is a data intensive input output application. So for that also we are using Node.js. Walmart is there. Okay. So you guys are clear, Node.js is an open source, means you can see the code, you can modify the code, but that modification will get accepted only when that code is proper, right? The reviewer will be reviewing that code and then only it will approve. So you are clear about what is open source, what is cross platform. So basically this Node.js, so uh, you will be having multiple system, Mac system, Windows, Linux, okay, Unix. So this JavaScript is a cross platform. Okay, so it is not a platform specific. So cross platform means it is not based on only one platform. We can run Node.js on any platform, and also it is a library to run web application outside the client browser. As I said, Node.js is a runtime environment using which we can run the JavaScript code on our standalone machine, this machine, right? If you want to run that, we can do using the Node.js. It is used to create server-side web applications. You are clear on this? We are using this to create the server-side web application, but for that we are using ExpressJs, which is a framework. So in Java we are having Spring or Spring Boot, right? In Python we are having Django, Flask. These are the framework. The same way for Node.js we are having ExpressJs, then Koa.js, then Happy Joy something JS. Okay, many frameworks are there in our Node.js also. So one of the most popular is ExpressJs. Fastify is there, lot of things are there. Okay, so using those we will be creating the server side application quickly. Okay, so here Node.js is a perfect for data intensive application as it uses asynchronous in nature, means it does not wait for any function to provide the result. Instead of that, it will go and execute some other function which is in call stack. This, I hope you guys are clear on this point. It can be used in general purpose web application like video streaming, okay, sites and network intensive operations. Kaval, Suresh, Karthikeyan, you are clear on this? I think Ayush has left.
Yes, Krishna.
Okay,
Can proceed.
thank you. So I guess we are pretty much good. We have understood lot of things, okay, about Node.js, right? These are the basic learning which I am going to explain you. So I will suggest you guys to start reading what is JavaScript. JSON you must be aware. Backend language you are aware. Static versus dynamic website you guys must be aware, right? You guys are aware or not? Hello?
Yes, we know that JSON, Krishna.
Okay. Let const where, this is also important point, using which we can create the variables. Okay, so this is the main thing we must be aware. This is the important favorite question for most of the interviewers. They will be asking let const where. Okay, so read that one. Function, how to create the function, it is easy. If you guys are not aware, let me know. I will explain you what is this function, what is this object, okay, what are the different method. I will go and explain this one also in the next session, okay.
Okay, Krishna.
Yeah, I guess for today we are pretty much good, guys. If you have any question, if you have any doubt, let me know, okay. We will be discussing more things in our WhatsApp group, okay. So you can ask there any question. I will be suggesting some videos also that you can watch, okay, and go through those videos, because it will be very much helpful to understand more, okay. One of the series is Namaste JavaScript, which I will recommend, okay, if you want to learn basic of JavaScript, okay. If most of the questions related to the JavaScript will get covered in that Namaste JavaScript series, okay. If you watch that
Okay.
series completely, no one can stop you from the interview related to the JavaScript, okay. Of course DSA is important for your product based company, but most of the service based company and all, nowadays they are providing good package, so you can crack them easily if you are having proper JavaScript knowledge, working knowledge, okay. Kavaldeep, Suresh, Karthikeyan, if you guys,
When will be the next session, Krishna?
this
On
on next weekend,
week?
yeah,
Okay, Saturday, right?
yes.
Okay.
I
Thank
hope,
you, Krishna.
yeah, thank you. Any point, any suggestion you want to add about the teaching, I am open to that, or any feedback. Was it clear, was it not clear, somewhat clear? Hmm?
I enjoyed the class, Krishna.
Okay, okay, great.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kaldeep. What about Suresh? What about Karthik?
Krishna, the class is very attentive and so good, more active.
Okay,
I enjoyed the class.
good, good, good to hear that.
You are, yeah,
Yeah.
you make it that engaged the people's.
Okay, okay.
So I just enjoyed it.
Thank you, Karthik. That is motivating. Suresh, what about you, bro?
Good, good. No suggestion to you.
Thank you. Amir, how was the class? Or like you have also
For now,
discontinued it?
it's okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So for now, it's okay, but I just want to add something when we
Yeah.
start the basically on the development, right?
Hmm.
Building something. So
Correct,
at the
correct.
time, what you can hear me, Krishna? You can hear me?
Yeah, 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 Amir. I can hear you.
Okay. So once we start on the development, right, building something. So at the time, how uh, like what the suggestions these people can give us, like how we'll start on that, like 1 hour on teaching and 1 hour on coding on the same day, or they can listen for 2 hours and then they can build throughout the day. Then they again can come up on the next day. So that suggestion. Kavaldeep, Suresh, Karthik, they can give us now, or maybe down the line in the next sessions they can give.
Yeah.
Yes, Krishna. I also added that. Please make any task for each session,
Okay.
so that we have to put our homework in that. So it will be focused and engaged
Correct, correct.
in the upcoming other sessions.
So yeah, for this session I will share some of the videos which you have to watch, okay. One is from Namaste JavaScript series, okay, and that was what is event loop, okay. So you can watch that video. I will share the link, okay, and task, like as of now we haven't developed anything, right? So developing task, I won't be giving anything, only the watching videos and all, okay? So that I can share, okay? You can go with that and just share your learning in the group, what you have learned, okay, in the form of message, so that each one of us can also understand at least a bit of it, what you have learned, and we can also revise, right? So I'll be sharing you videos, okay? You have to watch those videos, okay? And you have to create your own summary, 2-3 lines, 1 line, at least 2 words, okay? But you have to create it, and you have to post it in group also, group only, okay? Hope it can be done. You have a good amount of time, so just watch 10-15 minutes videos, it will be better. Along with my teaching, you have to follow that one. And yeah, after, at the time of development, we will be giving you task also to create, okay? Hope it is clear.
Yes.
Okay, Karan. I think Amlesh has joined recently. Hi Amlesh.
Hello, yeah, Krishna. How are you?
I am good, Amlesh. I think you
Sorry,
have missed.
it was weekend, so I couldn't join on time. Yesterday, actually, I'm from Ahmedabad. Yesterday it was a Garba night, so unfortunately, I
Got it. No
got
worries.
late. Hmm.
Yeah, so today I
So,
explain.
mhm,
Yeah, let me just stop my
if I
recording.
could join on the time, this would be my first session, but